Yeah, peace. I'm out here celebrating the Feast of Tabernacles. You see right here, got the tent set up. Now, this is the one. This is what, as disciples of Christ, this is what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be out here getting back unto the Lord in the beauties of nature. You know, he put this here as a day to remember that we put trust in him. You know, we do have these the temporary dwellings that we're here. You know, we're not here to just rely on the material wealth and the opulence and all the stuff that you see in all the great nations, whether it was Egypt had all the great wealth and took us out, brought us into the wilderness. We were in the captivity of Babylon, the great Assyria, now the opulence of America. You know, we're not here to be all into that materialism. You know, it's okay to get stuff and have material, but we can't worship them, depend on them. We depend on the Most High, Yah, the Most High. And that's all. That's our full dependence. Now, I'm reading here scripture, and people are forgetting about these days. You know, people are celebrating these days that are really pagan. December 25th, worshiping the sun god, or Eostre, celebrating Eostre and Ishtar, pagan goddesses. We're supposed to be celebrating the Passover. We're supposed to be celebrating, honoring the righteous acts. This week, this holy week of Tabernacles, we're celebrating the bride, the church, coming together with Christ and the return of his second coming. This is a holy week. And right here in scriptures, okay, I'm going to read from a Leviticus. This is Leviticus 23:41. Leviticus 23:41, because some people think this is just about the Old Testament. No, Leviticus 23:41 says, "And ye shall keep it as a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. You shall celebrate it in the 7th month." So this is the 7th month right now in the Hebrew calendar. So we go by the new moon. So the first new moon is around the springtime, around the spring equinox, 7 new moons, and that brings you to the 7th month. Now, this is always, the tabernacles always falls on the full moon. But he says right here, "Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelite born shall dwell in booths." And so this is Israelites and those grafted in. Because anyone that's a believer of Christ is grafted into the commonwealth of Israel. So we all are supposed to be in these booths, and we're coming together. We come together. I'm here with my brothers out here. You know, we're celebrating this. And it says you're supposed to keep these forever in your generations. He's not a liar. The Most High is not a liar. When he says you're supposed to celebrate these forever, celebrate them forever. Forever, ever. Forever, ever? Yes.